Still rocking the beat.
Will be. There he is, Carlos, famous Hernandez, who has the career pretty strong right now. A legendary
Obsolete,
manager, trainer, in his own right, Jackie McCoy.
you can never take my seat. All the haters leave. Still king of the street.
You never know. Of course, that feature I think gave you some idea.
Beat like a
Doug and Fernando, we visited with him yesterday. What a polite kid this is. And
like
kid really is
Peter gonna take flight. Still represent the struggle. We grind, we hustle. Street lights flicker, feel my face, feel my muscle. Still represent the struggle. We grind, we hustle. Street lights flicker, feel the bass, feel my muscle. Still rocking the beat. With the big rocks.
And he's the most exciting fighter to come out of Phil Power since the immortal Jerry Corbin.
Heavy like a
Salvadorian to win a world title. They had some excellent fighters down there, but never a world champion. So he says that with a large Salvadorian following that he could develop in LA, he can turn into a major sport figure there.
Hello, my name is Carlos Famoso Hernandez, and on April 30th, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will be on the D Hall and the People Show. We will talk about my career and what I'm up to nowadays. So please bring your questions and your comments. It's going to be a great show, and this has been a J. York production. See you then.
Woohoo! Time to get up! Yeah. You know what it is, let's go. What a great sleep. Get it. Time to get moving. We hit the show. Ready for the day. This podcast a winner. Yes, we are the winners.
Welcome to the D Hall People Show, where real voices, real stories, and real culture come together. From rising talent to headline makers, we bring you unfiltered conversations and the energy of the people, recognized, respected, and tapped in with the culture. Now, streaming live, this is the D Hall People Show.
Let the world know it's true. Where we laugh until we're blue. High energy and true. One of the other people's view. Stepping right in the view. We keep it fresh, sharp and refined. Never to askew. Up it goes. We bring the heat on cue. It's a people show vibe. Feel the spark ignite with the sound of your drive. Make your day feel bright, yeah. Make your day feel bright, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. This podcast a winner. Yes, we are the winners. Yeah. This podcast a winner. Yes, we are the winners. Yeah. This podcast a winner. Yes, we are the winners. We are the winners, yeah. Let us come up in this river. Yeah. Let's go and swim in the river. Step up, hit the mic, drop your story, feel alive. We're a platform
A J. York production.
Every guest is a star, just flash.
Good evening to everybody. Hope everybody's doing good. We're a little late, but well, I'm not going to say I'm running late. I'm here. It's good to be here. Good to see you on another show, another Thursday night, man. Hey, look, we've got an excellent guest tonight. And you know what? Y'all make sure y'all call in. Y'all see the number down there to the People Show, 919-410-8736. Man, let's talk. That's what we're gonna do tonight. We got a lot to talk about with my man Carlos. Yeah, you know what I call him, Mr. Terrible. He looks like he's terrible. No, I'm just messing. But we got a lot to talk about. Man, great guy, man, and fought a lot of champions, man. We're gonna talk about that and what he's doing now, what he's got going on, and where has he been? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Before we get started, though, y'all know what I gotta do. This is an online. Excuse me. This is. I'm getting my mess all messed up here. This is an online program that is the work of talk and discussion. This is an online talk show that educate adult audiences. Parental advisory is advised. Some things might not be suitable for children. So, we have to throw that in there, to let everybody know what's going on, because I do get out there sometime. I say some bad words, but I don't mean any harm. Look, I'm not going to talk about anything else. We're going to bring the man himself in. Hey, you know what? Hey, man, 48, 3, what is it? What was it? 48, 43, and 8-1. 24 knockouts. I think I got it right. He'll correct me. D-Hole, you'll get it right. You got to get it right. All right, let's get him in here. Share the video. If you don't do nothing else tonight, share this video. We got him for the next 30 to 45 minutes. My man, let's get him in.
What's happening?
What's happening, my man?
What's up, brother? How you doing, my man?
Man, I'm doing good. I'm just getting myself together. I had to relax a few minutes.
I got you. Yeah.
How'd it go, man? We ain't gotta get into all that stuff because you already know because you're all over the place.
Yeah, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. I'm always busy.
Yes, sir, Carlos. It's good to see you. Glad to have you on the People Show in conjunction with my man Jay York. He'll probably be calling in, and y'all welcome to call in. Make sure you call in. Just share the video. Share the video. Call in. Put your messages up. He wants to know what's going on with you. But look, Carlos Hernandez, you got the middle name El Famoso. Did I say that right?
Yeah, it's Famoso. The L, people just put it in there, but it's Carlos Famoso Hernandez.
Oh, okay.
Famoso meaning famous.
Okay.
And, famous, if you want to know the reason why they call me famous is because when I was a little kid, I was a little terror, and my dad was like, he sent me to El Salvador because I'm from LA, so he sent me to El Salvador, and to stay with my grandpa, and I stayed there, and all he got was just like, complaints. This kid is beating up my kid, or your son is beating up my son, or whatever. He stole his toy or whatever. So my grandpa said, "Man, this guy's famous. Everybody's always talking about him." Yeah, and it stuck. I was about 4 years old, and in El Salvador, we have a culture of naming. We all have monikers, or we all have nicknames. All of us in the family, everybody. It's part of our culture, and so Famoso was the right one. I was famous, but famous for being a terror.
Terror. And you know what? I had no idea in my mind. That's what it meant. And I said I said you were terrible.
You did. You did.
Didn't know what the hell I was talking about, but I was correct in what I was saying. But before we get started, I always do this for all my guests. I want you to tell the people who you are and where you're from.
Well, I'm Carlos Famoso Hernandez. I'm from LA, but born and raised in LA. But I'm originally my blood, my heritage. I'm from El Salvador. I've lived in El Salvador as well. El Salvador went through civil war. It went through a gang epidemic. So it was a terrible time that we've lived throughout many years. And for now that the country's doing, it's at its best right now. It's a blessing. So I mean, I'm a proud Salvadorian. When I was in LA, it's all Mexicans, so it's like, I gotta stand up for my people, my own people, right? Yeah. And it was, it was always like that. The Mexicans would like, especially with the soccer games, because my father was a big soccer. He was a big soccer buff. He was a soccer fan, so we'd go to the games, and Mexico would always beat us, obviously. So I mean, but they were bullies. They were bullies. So I just had to, I wanted to do something for El Salvador, for my country, not only because of sports, but because of just socially. I wanted to be that beacon of hope for my people. Because it was it was always about gangs and it was just about negativity, and I didn't want that for my people, right?
Yeah. I can understand what you're saying. And before we get into, because I just question, matter of fact, what you just said, there's something that I want to ask you right here. I got a question for you. I want to say hello to Junior Jones. Junior Jones, former world champion.
Damn, Junior Jones, man, beautiful fighter, man. I was a
Yeah,
big fan.
yeah. He's on right now checking us out. He said hello to you. And my man, Ramon Estrada. Yeah, man, thank you for so much for hooking up.
Absolutely. Thank you, Ray. Ramon, thank you, brother.
Yeah, he's on too. And Kevin Dehan. I think Kevin's out of Massachusetts. What's up, Kevin? He's always one of my family friends that
Oh,
comes on.
nice. All right.
Yeah. But yeah, my question was to you, Carlos. And what was it like growing up a kid in El Salvador? Because I mean, I know it's different, for a young kid, coming up.
Well, see, since I grew up in LA. That's
Right.
where I'm from. I'm from LA, but I would go to stay with my family during the summers, or maybe for maybe 6 months of the year. When I was in that school, living in El Salvador at times, though now as an adult, yeah, I was able to live in a nice area because now I had money. Now I was able to uh, to to buy me a home, a nice place, a nice area. But when I was young, growing up with my grandpa, actually my grandma, she lived in it's like you say, like the projects, right?
Right.
Because it's like one compound where a bunch of families live and one bathroom for like 20 families.
Now this is in El Salvador,
This
correct?
is in El Salvador, correct?
Uh,
And this is nasty, like scary nasty, like
Right,
like
right.
like Tijuana, like in the bad side of TJ, Mexico.
For
It's like,
everybody,
oh
for,
man,
for everybody that don't know where this is Central America. This is below Mexico. You know
correct.
what I'm saying? So
South,
y'all know,
yeah,
what we're talking about and where we're talking about is San Salvador, El Salvador, all that right there. Central America. Go ahead.
correct. And so, I mean, it was pretty nasty. It just the smell of urine, the smell of
Jesus.
alcohol. It was nasty. We didn't have no, there was no doors, like front doors. You would have to put a crate to put so just so you could have some kind of privacy.
Yeah.
And so it was pretty intense kind of living. And so coming from LA, you
Right.
know my parents living in an apartment and all that. I mean, we have running water, cold, hot, and you take that for granted. You go to this country, man, this is just cold water. You
Right.
have
Just
to heat it up by, you gotta put in the fire so you could have warm water.
okay. So your parents was they was in LA, right?
Yeah, this is what happened. My parents, they both came to Los Angeles. They came to start a new life, but they didn't come together. They actually met up in LA,
Okay.
but they already knew each other. They already knew each other, but they weren't together. But when they came to LA is when they got together and they became a family and had me and my brothers.
Yeah.
And so and LA is the largest Salvadoran concentration outside of El Salvador.
Right.
So there's almost a million, I think, of Salvadorans. Some crazy number, maybe not a million, but a very crazy number, very high.
Yeah.
That's almost as much as San Salvador itself.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I got some people that's popping in now, and I appreciate y'all. Y'all share the video. It is the number right there if you want to call in and ask my man's Carlos, former IBF world champion, a question. Shout out to my man Herb Williams, True Media Podcast. What's happening, brother? D Hall, see you, man. We see you, brother. Thank you for stopping in. I think it's your first time ever seeing you stop in. Maybe you have stopped in before. I just didn't pay it any mind. Did you go to school?
I did go to school, man, but I got kicked out. And so, I'm gonna be honest, my education came mainly from traveling and
Yeah.
meeting people. I got kicked out of school. I was not the greatest kid, like I was
Yeah.
saying,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
but then I learned. There was a trip that I made to I had a boxing trip to Tahiti, and that was probably one of the first times in my life that I felt that I needed to change my style, my way of thinking, my
Yeah.
way of conducting myself. And so when I saw that, and I felt so out of place, but at the same time, I felt like this is what I want. I want something like this. I want to live life like this. And it was just so beautiful. The people, the the their way of being, their behavior. It wasn't about it wasn't street. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It
Yeah.
was it was it was at another level. And so I was like, wow, I like this. I like this. And so that's how I became with my partners,
Mhm.
my girlfriends. I learned to choose and be a little bit more. Uh, Maybe it may not come out nice, but it was just I was being a little bit more selective now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Did you ever indulge in amateur boxing or?
Oh, I did. I had like about I just read it not long ago. It was like about 23 amateur fights.
Mhm.
I didn't
Yeah.
have many. I didn't have where I
Mhm.
got my experience was you know LA to me has the best boxing gyms in the world, especially in my weight division. So
Yeah.
I was sparring. I mean, as a kid, I would be sparring Hector Macho Camacho. I'd be sparring just guys that were gonna fight for a world title.
Yeah.
I was sparring many name fighters. I mean, many name, even Fernando Vargas, even Oscar De La Hoya, Shane
Yeah.
Mosley, and just so many Jorge Monomero Paez. Just I was sparring the
The
cream of
best.
the crop, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Roger Mayweather,
Yeah.
and Roger Mayweather, man, he was the best. I love that guy. God rest his soul.
Yeah.
He was, in fact, I believe because of our relationship, I was able to have or get that fight with Floyd Mayweather because of Roger.
Right. Okay.
Even though obviously now I'm fighting his nephew, but there was a lot of respect, and I love the guy. The guy was
People,
great, great
a
to
lot of
me.
people don't know that. Now, I don't know if this is correct or right, but I think you knock him down?
Floyd Mayweather, I
Yeah.
gave him his official knockdown. I didn't knock him down like with the punch. He hurt
Right.
his hand, but you know what? I'll take it. I don't care. It says on the internet, it says Wikipedia, wherever. I got the only knockdown, me. So
That's
I'll take it. I'm good with that.
yeah, because I saw that. I said, "Oh, okay." Even I didn't know that. You had got the
Yeah, officially, I'm the only one that's giving him his not Pacquiao, not Cotto,
right,
me.
right. Exactly. But you had a great career, Carlos.
I did.
First, yeah, you had a great career. First world champion of Salvador descent. When you look back at it, brother, what did that mean to you? You know what I'm saying? To be the first one, a Salvadoran.
Obviously, that was my goal was to be champion. Obviously it was great to be the first, but I didn't really strive for that. I was the first in any sport of my country,
Mhm.
of any sport, any major sport. And so for me to do that, it was a super huge big deal. I brought, in fact, it was like the lowest crime of the year that
Mhm.
night when I won the world title. So that
Wow.
brings me joy that I was able to bring my people together to watch the fight on TV. So it was,
Yeah.
my country bought the rights, and they aired the show, the fight, and to hear the report that it was the lowest crime of the year that
Yeah.
night.
Yeah.
It was something incredible,
Yeah. Yeah.
because not only did I do something to win a world championship, but I was able to even bring down the crime, and that's
Yeah.
obviously something that only
You
God knows. I was blessed to do.
Yeah. People don't understand. You were like a king for that. I'm saying in in El Salvador. You was You was uplifted, man. You know,
You know, it was something that I still it's still hard to fathom, and you know, I talk to my kids. My kids still don't really understand. Maybe they do, but it's just it's funny to go to El Salvador and see an arena named after me, or a park, or a sports complex, you know, and or street, you know, and people every now and then send me, "Hey, I'm on your street," you know, through Facebook, and you
yeah,
know, it's pretty cool. It's pretty humbling, you know, because I did it not for, I mean, obviously I did it for recognition, for fame, but I wanted more than anything to do it for El Salvador. I mean, it was a cause. I really,
yeah,
that's what was my motivation. That was the fire that kept lit, that kept that fire lit, was that wanting to do it for the kids, you know, because it was, I'm telling you, man, it was the most dangerous country in the world.
yeah, yeah. Y'all was reckless over there. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, how you doing? How you doing?
What's
What's
happening?
up?
This is Jay York.
You.
Yeah, this is Jay York. How you doing?
Hey, what's up, Jay? How you doing, my man? How are you?
I'm good. I'm good, man.
Good,
I'm
good,
good. I
good,
got a
good.
couple of questions. I got a couple of questions for you.
All right.
Kind of serious questions. Now, serious. It's gonna make you think a little bit. Okay. So the first question is, man, I know we all have our ups and downs and our highs and our lows in our careers, right?
Yeah.
And I want to take you back, Carlos. I want to take you back to the place where you weren't in the spotlight, when you were just that trainer, that trainee, and you was going to the gym, you were hitting the bags, you know, you were skipping the rope, you were doing the, you know, the sparring and all that kind of stuff. Did you ever have moments where you felt like you weren't going to make it? You almost gave up. You almost quit. That's the first question. Don't answer that one yet. But the second question is, have you ever had a defeat where you said, "Oh man, this guy just beat me up bad. He beat me up bad. I don't think I can do another fight." And I mean, to the point where you had to get nerves to get back in the ring. Have you ever had any of those two moments?
The first question I did. What was the first question? What was it? I didn't write it down, but
It's okay.
Okay. When you were just starting, when you were just training,
yeah. Now, when I was just starting, I felt always that there was a buzz with me. So I felt that I had support from, and it was funny because boxing is not a Salvadorian sport; it's a Mexican sport, and or an African American sport. You know, I used to go to the black gyms in Watts, California. You know, where it was just the brothers there, and where this guy
they were
Layman Brewster used to train there. You know, and a bunch of other you know, Layman Brewster's a brother of mine. I love that guy, and we used to train together. But they would see
them black guys worked you out, didn't they?
Oh heck yeah, yeah. No, it was a different kind of training. It was because I felt that I needed to adjust and learn, because that Mexican style is more just going forward, going body, you know, and which is good. But I felt like I needed to expand and learn, and so I would go to the black gym to get that speed, and so I trained there with a couple of great trainers. In fact, one of the best trainers out there named Bill Slayton, who used to train Ken Norton, Layman Brewster, and a bunch of other world champions.
Wow. Ken Norton?
Yeah, Ken Norton.
Wow.
Ken Norton's trainer, that is. Okay.
So, yeah, Ken Norton's trainer. Yeah. Bill Slayton, you know. Bill Slayton was a hell of a trainer, and he's one of the best trainers I've ever had.
Okay. So have you ever had moments like when you were coming up and didn't nobody know you, that you felt like you possibly, I mean, you said you always had a buzz, right?
Yeah, I felt, I always brought.
What I'm trying to get at, Carlos, is that some of these guys, they don't, you know what I'm saying, they don't have a buzz, they don't have nobody, they don't have no support or nothing like that. I'm just trying to reflect if you were in a situation where you were just starting, you know what I mean, and you didn't have um a lot of people supporting you, what kept you going?
Man, it's that mental strength, that inner desire, the belief in God. I my trust in God. I didn't give up. I didn't care about really if really anybody's following me. It's a different way of thinking now. Now I think people think I need people to follow me. I need people to know who I am.
Yeah.
Back then there was no
Right.
social media, so it was like I'm doing this on
Right.
my by myself, and it doesn't matter.
Right.
Nobody's gonna hold me back.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
It was a lot tougher back then coming up because there was no social media, and you really had to create your own buzz through
Absolutely. I'm gonna tell you a story.
person.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell you a story. Quick story. So the weekend before a fight. So I would fight, say, on a Saturday. So the weekend before, I would go to the nightclubs in Hollywood, to the Salvadorian, where they all go. Is very shady, very dark. But it's cumbia and merengue and all that. But I'm tired. But I'll go at 1 in the morning and let people know that there's a Salvadorian fighter that's me, that's gonna be fighting at the Forum where the Lakers used to play, and come and support. So I would do my own social media type deal, but I had to put in the work. It wasn't like I was coming out in the newspaper all the time. I was having to do it. I was having to do the full work myself. And that's how the community, the Salvadorian community, knew who I was, because now they started seeing me at a bunch of the Salvadorian community cookouts and get-togethers, and I was always trying to be getting into one of those, so people start knowing me, the community especially.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Did you feel discriminated against in some of those boxing gyms?
Never. I can't say I have. No.
Wow. Yeah.
It was always a brotherhood in the gyms, man. I mean, if there was a problem, it was probably outside. I probably did have one problem with this Arab dude. I was gonna, but I had the whole gym behind me, so that guy didn't want to mess around.
He didn't
But
have a damn chance.
but and we're talking about right here in downtown LA. So it was the best gym in LA at that time. It was a LA boxing gym. You had Shane Mosley training there. You had General Hernandez. Those are freaking legends. And Monumental Paez. You had many world champions training. Margarito. Yeah, the best gym LA ever had.
Yeah. Well,
Mhm.
no,
And the last question, let me, and this is my last
go
question.
ahead.
I'm getting off the phone.
Oh, go ahead.
But so, did you ever lose a fight that made you want to quit, Carlos?
That's a great question. The questions are great. I think the fight that it wasn't because I got beat up or anything. It wasn't because of that. It was just because of morale. It was a lack. I think it was my time. I felt it. Is when I fought Kevin Kelly. Kevin Kelly. I used to. Oh my God. I used to think if I ever fight this guy, I'm going to destroy him. And so I felt like I took that fight a little. What was that?
He was your toughest fight, you said?
No, it
Or
wasn't
you
my
wanted to
toughest
keep
fight,
up your
but it
back?
was. I made it tough on myself. I lost the fight against Kevin Kelly when I was so sure that I was gonna just walk through him, and I felt like I didn't take it serious, or maybe I don't know if I wasn't just motivated, but he got the best of me, and so I think that's when I started thinking, man. I started thinking, double thinking, as like, you know what, if I'm gonna get beat by a guy who I thought I was gonna just walk through, maybe I got to really rethink this, and I don't want to end up punchy, so I want to take care of my family. I want to, stay alert. So I started thinking I got to start owning gyms, so I opened up a couple of gyms in San Antonio, and opening up a couple of businesses, just to expand, because I felt like the end was near.
All right, all right. Well, Carlos, you had great answers for me tonight, and I thank you so much for answering my questions.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And D Hall, y'all have a great show.
All right, man. Appreciate that, Jay. Thank you, man.
All right.
Thank you, Jay. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, that was Jay. Jay be coming through with some questions, man. He put you.
Yeah, that was pretty good, man. Really good. I mean, I get a lot of interviews, but not really with those kind of questions. Those are really great questions.
Yeah, Jay came through. He's always coming through. He's bringing the pain, shall I say? But you fought some. I'm gonna name a few of these fighters because the people need to know who you fought during your era of boxing. You fought the top fighters that. Here are some of the top fighters that you did fight: Gennaro Hernandez, Floyd Mayweather, David Santos, Stevie Forbes, Eric Morales, Kevin Kelly. What was that? Bobby Pacquiao and Jose Chavez. That's just the name of few that you.
I fought former world champions like Goyo Vargas, and that was really when I fought Goyo Vargas is what I think put me on the top 10 in the world in the WBC and IBF, and so beating a former world champion like that was what.
Yeah,
put me up there. Yeah.
And those champions, out of all those champions and fighters in general speaking, who was the toughest opponent for you?
Obviously, Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather was definitely the best fighter I've ever faced. Just technically sound. It's just hard to get a clean shot, but I saw there's a statistic out there, and I was the number 4 guy in the world to have landed the most punches on him. So that's cool. That makes me feel good. I forgot who it was in the first 2, and then it was Jesus Chavez, then me.
Right. Okay. Speaking of Floyd Mayweather, can you walk me through that night? That moment that he was knocked down.
So I go back. I go to the corner because they're doing the count, and he's all like wincing, and I'm like, "Oh man, I got him! Yes!" I go after him. So I go after him, and then he starts using his footwork, and I thought he adjusted. And that's what champs do. They adjust. Yes. And that's one of the things I learned from fighting Floyd Mayweather is that you have to learn how to adjust. Don't stay in the same bubble. Don't stay there and try to duke it out. You have to adjust, and that's why he's the best. He learned to adjust. He learned to move. He learned to escape and just pitter pat because he was hurt.
Yeah. Okay. 2003. You defeated David Santos to become the first ever world champion from El Salvador. What was going through your mind at that moment?
Man, that's it's like a Rocky movie, right? It's just like the Rocky movie when he defeats Apollo in the Rocky 2. And now you're champion of the world. It's like I was overcome with so much emotion. It was because I had 2 tries before, and I fought best of the best. I fought Gennaro Hernandez, who to me is one of the best 130 pounders ever. And then I fight Floyd Mayweather, who's a legend, who's a legend of today, and so a living legend. So I didn't get the easy fights. I didn't go around. I wanted to fight whoever it was. I wanted to fight Diego Corrales. I wanted to fight Gotti. But those guys, they had other plans and they moved up. And so I always stayed at 130. And I always stayed at 130 because I felt my stature is pretty, I'm short.
Yeah, short. Yeah.
And so I felt like I had to stay at that weight. But at the end of my career, it was really, really tough. But we did it. We became champion of the world. And again, it was, to do it. I don't know if you know this, but the president of El Salvador, of my country, was there ringside. You don't get many presidents going to a boxing fight, right?
You're right. You're correct.
And then my country flew in Alexis Arguello and Roberto Duran, fellow Central Americans, to be there and support me in my fight. Yeah, and so I couldn't lose that night. That night was a night for me to become champion of the world, and that's what happened exactly. Thank God.
I understand it. Jay says, he says, if Lennox Lewis was in your era, how do you think you would have matched up to him in the middleweight division? Jay is doing fantasy. Jay is doing fantasy, yo.
Yeah. That's really good. It's funny because I did train. So when I fought Janelle Hernandez, I trained with Emmanuel Stewart for one fight. And that was for the Janelle Hernandez fight. Okay. And so I would train with Lennox Lewis, and the guy was a beast. He was an athlete. For him to be 6'7", he would do all these pull-ups, and I was like, he was like, how many can you do? He said, all right, let's see how many you could do. So all right. So I did 7, and he did 20. Pow, pow, pow. And I'm talking about this guy's 250 pounds full of muscle. And I'm like, my gosh, he's very athletic. So I would have beat him anyway. Or at least giving him a hell of a fight.
I know that's right, Carlos. I know that's right. Speaking of the era that you was in, that boxing back then was just raw boxing. I mean, it was just pure boxing to its best. And there was on networks, the ABC, NBC, CBS. Compared to today, boxing that's going on today, would you say your era will win, or what compared to today?
I believe so. I believe the fighters that we had back in the 90s, the late 80s, 90s, even early 2000s, you had a different kind of mindset. Yeah. It was a different breed. And so I think a guy, say like Shea Mosley, who to me was one of my favorite fighters. And I think he could have beat anybody in any era. And so I think Shea Mosley, when he fought Mayweather, Shea Mosley was already at the end of his career. Although, I have to admit, man, that's what I'm saying. That's why Floyd Mayweather's badass, because he adjusted. He learned to adjust, and then he just picked apart Shea Mosley. Yeah, he did. But Shea Mosley, definitely. I mean, I used to love training with him because I was learning with this guy, and I would love even the kind of music that he would listen to. I would want to listen to because it was just hype me up, which was Big Daddy Kane back then.
Oh yeah, I get it, man. I know exactly what you're saying. Jay says, what do you think about Tank, Gervonta Davis? What do you think about him? I guess as a person, as a boxer, especially, definitely as a boxer.
Well, as a fighter, I think he's. In fact, he was. I would say he was one of my favorite fighters of today. Right. He has fallen down that rating for me because I feel that he's strong as a fighter, but he's weak in the mind, and that takes you that takes,
Oh yeah.
I mean, that takes you far, you know. I mean, it could like make you a great champion, or it could just, you know, you could be a champion and then lose it. And I think his weakness is how he is outside of the ring. You know, I think
Right. Yeah.
the way he comports himself with women and all that is not good for him, and that's what's gonna bring him down.
Yeah.
I think he's a great fighter, but I do think he I thought he lost his was it his last fight, but against
He fought,
what was that the
Roach.
guy? Roach, right? Yeah,
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 Lamar
yeah,
Roach.
Roach.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. I thought he
yeah.
lost that fight.
I did too.
And
I did
so
too.
I thought I was like, Roach, damn. I love this guy. This guy was beautiful work.
Oh man, he
Beautiful
did.
work. And so
Oh, yeah.
I love guys who are able to adjust and able to box. I wasn't a boxer. I knew how to box. I just I didn't implement it because I just wanted to outwork you. I was a different kind of mindset. It was more of
Oh,
like I needed to outwork you because I didn't want uh, I didn't
mm,
want any kind of like mistakes from the judges, like, oh, he's
right.
boxing, you know, he's not, you know, going to win on points, he's not scoring, things
Yeah.
like that. I just wanted to be sure that I was the aggressor. And in California, I think the aggressors get a better score than a boxer.
Right. Right. Okay. Okay.
That's my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, I see what you're saying. You feel like, hey, let me be aggressive. Let me take charge of this. Let
Yeah,
me
yeah.
be in charge. I don't want to pity patty with you. I want to go ahead and impress the judges and overwhelm you. Yeah, I get
Overwhelming
it.
you, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, not only that. I mean, like I said, I'm short. The guys always had longer reach. So my best defense and offense was
yeah,
being inside to not give you that distance. So when I fought Mayweather, that's what I did. I was bobbing and weaving, side to side movement, and staying inside because if I gave him that range, you know, he could have hurt me.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh, Jay says, how does a fighter stay level headed when he's climbing up the ranks?
See, so that's the thing here. You know, I don't know. Many fighters don't use it, but I had a sports psychologist, and she became my wife, and
Oh,
so
great.
then she became my manager. So she kept me
Mm,
straight, focused, and always knowing what the goal was, and not falling into temptation at that time or finding the shortcuts, the easy way out. You know, it was putting in the work because there's sometimes that I didn't feel motivated. I was tired. I was
yeah,
tired. I didn't want
yeah,
to run,
yeah,
and
yeah.
she'd be like, "All right, man. You know, your opponent is running right now. Your opponent's training. He's gonna kick your ass." I was like, "Oh
Yeah,
damn. Oh, shoot. All
yeah,
right, I got to run."
yeah,
Then I come back and it's like the best run I've ever had. So it was like I had to motivate myself, man, because of her, you know, it was
yeah,
very good to have her on my team, on my side, and there to push me.
yeah, yeah.
And
Um,
not many fighters have that. They don't
yeah,
have that. They have to do it alone, and sometimes they don't know how to do it. I
yeah,
didn't know how to do it, but I was taught, and so when you know you learn that winning kind of mindset, you don't want to take shortcuts. You want to put in that work. You have to put in that work because
yeah,
no, you don't. Nobody's gonna give you the world title. You got to win it. You got to earn it.
yeah. You got to win. Yeah, yeah. Because somebody's just as hungry as you, and they're gonna be looking for that title. They want that title just
Yeah,
like you want it. So you got to be,
exactly.
like I say, you got to be hungry. Jay says, "What is they say? Women are a they say they say women are fighters'
A
weaknesses."
fighter's weakness. I used to think that because you know that's you know in the Rocky movies,
Yeah,
women weakens legs and all that. In my case, it wasn't. It was my strength. You know, it was
right.
my strength.
And
Uh,
motivation. Yeah.
my kryptonite. Let me tell you, my kryptonite was chips. I mean, I can. I had chips, man, because my body would crave that salt, that sodium. You know,
Sort of. Yeah. Yeah.
because I was so dehydrated
Great.
all the time, and
Wow.
but I needed that salt in my body, so I would love chips.
Wow. So you would eat the chips at, what was it, after or during or the spot? I mean,
After, but if you put a bag there in front of me, I'm gonna destroy it. I'm gonna kill it.
so it didn't matter what kind of chip, but you just love chips. I get it, man. I know what you're talking about. I like chips too.
Yeah.
2025, you was inducted into the WBC Hall of Fame and recognized as the first Salvadorian to achieve that. Man, how did it feel, brother?
Again, it was beautiful. It was a beautiful moment because now my children are grown up and they were there to witness it with me, to be there with me, and it was a beautiful moment because my children, they weren't around when I was up and coming. They weren't born.
Right.
I had my children after my career, and so they were able to live it through these kind of inductions, to live that boxing life with me, and to see world champions, and to feel that these guys know me. So it was funny because my daughter, at one time, I took her to LA, and we were at the stadium, and a bunch of Salvadorian people were asking for my autograph, and my daughter was like, what are they asking for your autograph for? Because I live in San Antonio, and so there's not many Salvadorians here in San Antonio. So when I went to LA, she saw the Salvadorian crowd like circle me and ask for my autograph. She was like, she had to record it because she didn't understand, like, why are these people asking for my dad's autograph?
Yeah. They know, but she didn't know.
yeah, exactly. She knew I was champion of the world, but she didn't know the extent of or the power that I made, by being the first and only world champion for El Salvador.
Yeah. Jay says, how's life after boxing? And do you still want to fight now?
Sometimes I'm like, my God, these guys, but I'll try to shadow box them, but maybe not. So I try to stay busy doing other things. I have my own real estate business, thank God, and I just try to stay busy with that. And sometimes I dabble in promoting, and so it's I try to be a hustler and try to do many things.
Good. We're going to be winding it down here in the next 5 or 10 minutes here. If you could pick in any area, in any era, one fighter to match against, who would it be?
Oh, to match for me to fight against?
Yeah, in any era.
Wow. That's a good one. And I love these fighters, and but I always kind of wanted to measure myself up with Alexis Arguello. And he was such a gentleman. When I became champ, he was so gracious and so happy for me. He was such a gentleman. We have the same, or we had the same godfather. And so
he was a beast, man.
Yeah, he was great, man. And I would watch his fights, and he was just knocking everybody out. That power that he had. So I kind of like wanted to feel it, like one day, like, because we were together one time. We were receiving back in like 1996. We were receiving an award together. And I was kind of measuring myself up with them, like, man, no, I could knock you out, but obviously he's a legend, and so I thought maybe if anybody, just to see that, just to say that I even laced it up with Alexis Arguello would have been great. Yeah.
Who's your favorite fighter and why?
Man, there's a lot of them. I like Roberto Duran. He was probably one of my favorites. Julio Cesar Chavez. Jorge Manomero Paez, another favorite fighter
Yeah.
of mine. And he was just crazy, but
Yeah,
I love the guy. He was great.
Yeah, the guy's
But
wow.
but
Yeah, wow.
there was Jack Johnson. I think Jack Johnson. There's something about him mysterious and wonderful. I think what I love about him is that it was about pride, you know,
Yeah.
and and because he needed to prove something during an era when people were just looking down on him. And so I think Jack Johnson, man, he's one of my favorites. You know, I mean, he married a white woman, you know, during the time when he couldn't marry a white woman, or something like that. But damn, dude, that's badass.
Yeah, bad dude. What's your favorite food?
Pupusa.
Now you got to tell me what that
Salvador
is.
pupusas.
What is that? You got to tell me what that is.
That's a tortilla, but made out of corn, and it's not like the Mexican tortilla, which is out of flour. They make corn too, but they're very thin. Ours are thick, full of like you could put beef, cheese. Oh man, it is delicious.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, man, that's
man. You got to. Where you at right now?
I'm in North Carolina. I'm in
North Carolina. There's pupuserias over there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you like in Raleigh or Fayetteville?
Yeah.
Oh, Raleigh. Okay, yeah, there should be some over there. I'll find out. In fact, I saw one from North Carolina. I was like, why over there? All right, you know, because I wanted to go, but I'm not gonna, you know, it's too far for me to just go to a pupusa. But I'll let you know, man.
Okay. Do that. You know, what would your announcement to the people right now about your career, about your life? What do you want to tell the people that you want them to know about you right now at this moment?
Well, I want people to know that I was a proud Salvadorian fighter, trying to lift up my country's spirits, and I wanted to be that hero for my country. You know, I wanted to bring hope. I wanted to bring that kind of a motivation where the future kids could be like, you know what, I want to be champion. And I get that today. I get it. I get a lot of texts that people put, I want to be the next champion of El Salvador, or they even named themselves after me. They put whatever their name, Famoso, and their last name. So it's a great feeling, and that's what I want. But now it's the next step. And there's one fighter right now that's up and coming named Sam Contreras Jr.
Yes,
who's Salvadorian, and he's undefeated, signed with Top Rank. And
Top Rank, yeah.
So he's my boy, and he's not my son. He's just one I value as a dear friend. His father, especially, and I'm there to support him, and I believe he could be the next champion for El Salvador.
Yeah, I saw that. When he signed with Top. He just recently signed with Top Rank.
Yeah, correct.
Last one from Jay. He says, "Give us a healthy drink."
Coffee, black.
Coffee black, Jay.
It's good. It's good for you, man. It's good for you. It has a lot of antioxidants. I mean, just try to stay away from the sugars and the creamers, man, because that's gonna block your arteries.
Yes. Man, wow, this has been great, man. You got any questions you may want to ask me?
Questions, you know, I just, more than anything, I just like to applaud you on your show. It's I'm gonna be honest with you, it's not nothing funny or anything, but you got an awesome voice. It's definitely pretty badass. I feel like I'm in Eddie Murphy kind of movie, you know, like Boomerang type, you know. So, yeah, you know, it's you know, good luck to you and your show, and all the best.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much for coming on the show, man. You know, it's just you know, it's a blessing to have any champion, former or now champion. I appreciate you coming on and being a part. We want to bring you back sometime this year. Before
Oh, I
you-
love that, man. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Definitely want you back on, and we appreciate you, me and Jay. We thank you so much for being a part of the People Show right here tonight, man. Gonna let you go. Former world champion, IBF champion, Carlos Famoso Hernandez. We'll talk to you later, man. Thanks, Art.
Thank you, my man. Bye.
All right. Yeah, great show there, man. Thank y'all for matter of fact, let me give everybody a round of applause. Yeah, great show tonight. We learned a lot. We learned a lot. That was very educational. We learned a lot because he was El Salvador, the first one to make things happen for his country, and all that. But anyway, look, man, it's been great. We had a great show tonight. Jay came in with some great questions. Thank you to people for joining me and being a part of the People Show tonight. We're a little late. We usually come on at 8, but we came on about 8:20, so we was running a little late. But anyway, I want to thank y'all, and I'm getting ready to get out of here. We're going to see you soon. Catch you later.
That's our time on the show. To be a guest on the People Show, please email dmost42@gmail.com. You will need 8 to 10 pictures, an introduction video, and at least 2 to 4 videos of your project. Send them to messenger@jyork or email them to jyorkproductionsync@gmail.com. Thank you for watching, and join us next time on the People Show. The People Show is a J. York production structure. J. York Productions Group serves as the editor and post-production specialist for the D Hall People Show. All interview footage is recorded independently by guests and submitted via file transfer. My role focuses on editing, sequencing, and final presentation. Video and audio quality may vary depending on the original footage provided. J. York Productions Group is responsible for editing and post-production for the D Hall People Show. I do not film guest interviews. All footage is submitted by guests, and final quality reflects the original recordings provided.